What do you think is going to happen with the Gyokeres deal? Because there's been talks today of it stalling and maybe ending. There's been talks today that it's really, really close. What's your gut telling you, Kunle, on this situation, on this deal?
I just think there's a lot of and ahhing when it comes to the way the money's going to be distributed. I think that's the hook, line, and sinker right now. And I don't think it's one of those things that is enough drama for it to not get done, but it's enough drama for it to be headache for the next week or so, or 2 or 3. I think it's one of those ones, but it definitely gets done. And typically, you've seen my club in the past when it comes to transfers. We love to drag out something that could be done in 24 hours to take 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I'm calm. As in, I said, I'm still calm until the first game of preseason starts. That's what I've said. I've been consistent and I'm calm. But I think Gyokeres will get done before then. It's the other stuff that I'm getting a little bit worried about.
Don't you think that when you guys fly out for the Asian tour, it's soon, isn't it?
Yeah, soon.
I think it's next week because you play us while you're out there.
Mm.
Do you not think that like time's ticking in terms of?
Oh, definitely. I think the Rodrygo one's going to be one of those deadline day ones, to be honest, which is going to be quite annoying. But
well, everyone's outside like the whole Mesut Ozil all over again.
Yeah, all that nonsense. I think it's going to be one of those. But Gyokeres, I think I can see it getting done quite in the next week or two, man. It's just dragging out. He clearly wants to come to the club. He's willing to sacrifice 2 million of wages or some nonsense, whatever. But I think he's coming, and it's just a matter of time. But I think the tabloids need to post something about Arsenal to get our fans talking. So every day they post something, which is really nothing. So I think that's what's really going on. I could be wrong.
I think you'll get it done in the next week. Like Sporting go back to training, I think this weekend. Like Liverpool have got a game this weekend. That's how fast pre-season's come around. Like Liverpool play Preston on Sunday. So like, I think your first one's either us or Milan.
Next week.
So yeah, I think you'll get it done this weekend or so, or there will at least be a here we go in the next week, I'd imagine. Rodrygo though, with regards to it being done on deadline day, I think it will be done before then. I think it will be done.
I hope so, but it just seems like one of those transfers that's just going to drag out, man. I don't know, man. It depends. I guess it depends how many clubs are involved in the
that Madrid Extra Twitter account, who's got like 1.7 million followers, like the Madrid ITK social media account, said that Xabi Alonso is so involved in the transfers and he's chosen his squad. And the fact that Rodrygo's been on the bench the last 5 games clearly indicates that he's going to leave.
Yeah. I hear you on that. Sorry, I got distracted again. We'll come to Rodrygo in a minute. I wanted to go to a few comments here that have come in about Gyokeres. This is Terry. I'm really confused about the Gyokeres deal. Why are the reports so varied? I don't necessarily think they are varied. When you actually read them all and break them down, Arsenal probably did leave Portugal without an agreement. And theoretically, they have stalled if there's a couple of days without a new bid. But that word panics people, doesn't it? It's, when you finish work on Friday and you go home, you've stalled working until Monday. If you want to use that word, right? You've ceased to do something. There are certain words that people like, I think the Portuguese press are using to kind of trigger the media frenzy, if that makes sense. So there hasn't been a major report. Can it fall through? Yes, there is the chance. I wanted to ask you, Kunle, if, for instance, you did walk away from this deal because you didn't want to pay more than £65 million base fee, how disappointed would you be with Bertha and with Arsenal if that was the case?
I'd be livid because it would leave us with options that I have no interest in. Like, for example, the other alternative I had was Osimhen, but he's obviously going to Turkey. It looks like, and I'm not really that keen on Sesko. So we really need to get this done. There's no reason not to get it done, considering how much they've monitored him, how much time they spent on it, how the personal terms were agreed. Like, just figure it out, man. It's not like we haven't got money. Just drop the peas and make him come to the club. At the end of the day, he wants to come to the club, so just do it. Get it done. I don't see any reason why they should mess it up now. Unless they're telling me that Sesko was the one, but it doesn't seem like that. But Terry, if you asked me this 6 weeks ago, everyone was saying Sesko is the guy that we were going to get. Now it seems like it's Gyokeres. So I don't know what's going on at my club. It seems like they're just negotiating with both. The Sesko stuff's kind of died down a bit. But if Gyokeres doesn't get done, he's the person I wanted. between him and Osimhen, those were the main two I wanted. And if you don't get any of those done, I'll be extremely disappointed. And I don't know what my expectations would be.
Do you question Arteta's recruitment when it comes to forwards?
Yes.
If you think like the best two forwards you've had in the last 5 years have been Martinelli and Saka, and he signed neither of those.
Well, the summer where we could have signed Isak, he signed Jesus. He signed Havertz instead of in the summer we could have signed Kudus. So the writing's on the wall for him in terms of attacking options, and he's now interested in Madueke. So Henry, you're asking the question that you know the answer to. That, like, let's be honest, like this is it's ridiculous.
It would be crazy in my opinion. Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
The Madueke deal, I've spoke about that, at large. I can't. At the prices that are being discussed, it makes no sense to me, if I'm being absolutely honest. And again, it may be a quick bit of business, but this is the thing about getting deals done. You can go out and get 2 or 3 deals done in a week or two, but do I want those players at my club? And we're not in your position. You guys have really got to be aiming for the best, and you're just not in this scenario. If these, I don't believe they are true, but if you walk away from Gyokeres, what's the alternative? This is why it don't make sense to me, right? It's why it's got not fake news, but this is why I think it's a little bit. It's slightly over scrupulous, maybe slightly pedantic journalism from Portugal. Because if you walk away from him, what's the alternative? Because if you now went back to Leipzig, they're going to demand a full price because you've come back as second choice. And to quote David Brent from The Office, it's going to cost you. You now so I don't see what the alternative is.
Ollie Watkins,
if that makes sense. I don't get what the alternative is. Or Ollie Watkins maybe, but then you'll go into a level below that. It doesn't make sense. And Ollie Watkins it might cost. I think if you went for Ollie Watkins, they're going to try and charge you 60 million for him. So I just don't. Yeah, it is fear mongering. I think there is a little bit of fear mongering in there. I think Arsenal are going to get the Gyokeres deal done. Personally, I think they will. And it's a good bit of business. But I think it leads into the next part of the conversation. It's if the Gyokeres deal is done, Eze is probably going to happen. Is that when you start feeling a little bit better about the Madueke situation?
The only way the Madueke situation sounds good is if we buy Rodrygo. I'll be honest with you, Terry. That's literally the only reason. Or there's another specialist left winger we signed, which I can't think of many names. I'm not really too keen on Rafael Leao in the Premier League as explosive as he is. So Rodrygo is really the one I want. I'd take Ademola Lookman over Madueke personally. I'd definitely take him on the left wing. He's in the prime of his career as well.
Would you take Gordon?
Who?
Would you take Gordon from Newcastle?
Yeah, I take Gordon. But Madueke just ain't it. And Terry, like, I just heard that I think one of these Clear Lake boys have bought shares in the Lakers. Obviously, the Cronkies have the Denver Nuggets. Maybe there's some favoritism going on there, so they can get the draft pick or whatever. Who knows what's going on? Because as you said, this Madueke thing makes no sense in any way, shape, or form. Like, I don't get it. Like, why are you using the money that you could be buying on a proper specialist left winger, and you're forcing this Madueke guy to play there? Like, it must be a smokescreen, Terry. Literally, it must be, because I don't know if I can take it. My summer's been tough enough as it is. I'm just recovering now. Since I landed in the UK, I've just been recovering. My enemies are rejoicing still because of what happened last year. Chelsea are in the World Club Cup final and they're getting excited, loud noise. Spurs are making signings. All these things are going on. As in, if I now see Noni Madueke at my club, oh my God. It'll be a lot for me, Terry. I'm not gonna lie, it'll be a lot for me. But get me Eze, get me Rodrygo, get me Gyokeres. Then we can discuss having backups for Bukayo Saka and stuff like that.
What would you rate your transfer window out of 10 if you sign Gyokeres, Eze, and Madueke?
6.
So Rodrygo.
6.
6?
Yeah.
Wow.
Rodrygo makes it a 9 for me. I'm telling you that Rodrygo changes every transfer. It makes every transfer he made look good, because I think he raises the level so much on our left side, so much, and it gives us an opportunity where teams maybe be too scared to double up on Bukayo because they've got Rodrygo on that side. So it gives us more options. And having different strikers like Havertz and Gyokeres as our 9s gives us different.
So it's
Look,
really like the make or break for you, the Rodrygo deal.
Literally. If we don't get him, it's looking long with all the signings these other clubs are making. I'm not gonna lie. Rodrygo, I'd say Gordon or Lookman as well as the alternative. Other than that, those are the only ones I want.
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, and I get where you're coming from. Right? I really, really do. I don't necessarily think without Rodrygo it's as bad a window as you're saying, because I think, and I'm saying if you get Gyokeres, if you get Eze, because those two, Zubimendi, I just think raises your levels massively. And what I mean by that is this. If you were never linked to Rodrygo because Alonso loved him, and what you were told is that the three attackers, the three main signings this summer were going to be Eze, Gyokeres, Zubimendi, I think all Arsenal fans would be excited. I think Arsenal fans would be over the moon. I get the Noni Madueke deal. It feels too much money for not a good enough player. I agree. But that coupled with a good young centre-back coming in, Norgard coming in, who I still think for 9 to 10 million is a really good piece of business. Considering that last season, the vast majority of Arsenal fans will see that we just need a world-class striker. You've got that, plus Eze, who can cover a couple of positions. I still think it's a very good window. Overall, I still think it's a very, very good window. I've criticised the Noni Madueke deal in isolation, but I think that's the thing when it comes to transfer windows. Man United, our speed of execution, I definitely would like it to have been quicker as we're at the end of the first week of pre-season. I've said that all along. You look at Arsenal, I think it's been really good, barring that Noni Madueke deal, but I don't think it undoes the other deals because they're still going to be in your team. They're still going to be playing for you, if that makes sense. I look at Chelsea's and I think Gissens is excellent. I think their business has been great so far, but they really need a goalkeeper. And I think a top-class goalkeeper, it almost makes the other signings better in some regards. So I don't know if your summer's as bad, but I'm not an Arsenal fan. So I don't have PTSD. I'm not emotional about it. It doesn't really matter to me what you do next year. So we are looking at this from different lenses.
It's one of them ones where, like, is Eze, let's say, for example, we get Eze and Madueke. If the option of Eze on the left better than the option of Trossard?
Sorry.
I can't even remember. No, I'm saying, is the option of Eze better than the option of Martinelli and Trossard on the left wing? Yes. But do I think that's going to be enough with how the other teams are moving this summer? I don't think that's enough. I think if we get a specialist in, and from time to time Eze fits in on that left side, then yeah. But is Madueke that specialist? I've not seen it. Look, I'm ready to be wowed by any signing, Terry, but I just don't see Madueke being the guy to do it. If you're telling me Arsenal are going to go and recreate that Chelsea front three when they had Robin and Duff on the left and they were both at left and right of the wings and they kept switching wings and confusing defenders. If I thought Madueke could do that, then yeah, maybe I'd get excited. But I
saw a mad bit of Madueke prop today. And Arsenal aggregators were sharing it. I'm not too sure who the journalist was. And it was like, Madueke's got the bit between his teeth. If he leaves Chelsea, he wants to go to a club to play with elite players and play against elite players. He's so determined to prove himself. And I sort of read it. And do you know who I thought about when I was reading it? Do you remember that in the last summer when Raheem Sterling said, "You'll see the best of me"? That's where it took my mind to. And I was like,
so you understand my pain.
Saying that.
You understand my pain. Would you take Madueke at United?
No. In my opinion, Garnacho and Rashford are both better than him.
And that's it.
Oh yeah, by some distance.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the Gooner here says mad PR, and that's something that I just don't think Arsenal fans should buy in. Look, my view, because it's how I am as a person, and you don't have to agree with it, is if United sign a player that, if Man United gave up on in Burmo today, we went, it's taking too long, let's go and get a deal done in 24 hours to make Man United fans happy, and we went and got Gibbs White, I wouldn't be happy because I think he's not as good, although I do think Gibbs White is a very good player. However, when he comes in, I would want him to do well. I wouldn't be sending him abusive DMs. I wouldn't be setting up petitions to stop it from happening. The reason why is I don't think if you end up signing him, I don't think that helps the player deliver for your team. I know we sort of live in this world because a handful of Real Madrid fans occasionally attack people's cars. Football fans have now got it in their heads that being abusive and nasty to their own players will make them better. I'm yet to see the empirical evidence. In fact, the amount of psychologists now that football clubs have to hire to help the elite players. I'm talking like Klopp brought them in at Liverpool. City have at least 2 or 3 of them at their club. The elite teams that are winning. The amount of psychologists they have to have in to help their players deal with social media. And I know the response from fans will be, they've just got to toughen up. Yeah. But if your actions are making them so vulnerable they need psychiatrists, does it work? Does it actually make them better? I don't know. So for me, I think Arsenal fans don't buy into the PR. That's again, and there's a balance here, isn't there? You don't have to buy into the PR to go not happy, but come on, Madueke, let's deliver. I'm gonna give you a period of time. I'm gonna give you some grace. I'm gonna see how you do. I'm yet to see that from Arsenal. That's because he hasn't signed yet. I think that will come when he signs, because most Arsenal fans will get behind him to that degree, because wanting him to foul is a sickness. If you're an Arsenal fan when you sign him that wants him to foul, that's mad. That genuinely, that would be crazy. But yeah, you don't have to buy the PR though. Don't drink the Kool-Aid and go, actually, I've been doing my don't do this. Don't go, I've been doing my research and now actually I think he's a really good player.